What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants. No hate. So, Eddie Hearn spoke about Israel Madrimov versus Terence Crawford. Now, he's saying that Terence Crawford could lose. He probably will lose because he's getting old, man. Now, there could be some truth to that. We don't know. Now, we look at guys' last performances, and that's pretty much how you judge what you see going forward in terms of what they're capable of doing. Now, in all honesty, this is what you don't know going into a fight, what's going to happen. Regardless to what you think, regardless to what you want to happen. Sometimes guys fight and they can look spectacular in their last fight. Next fight they look horrible, or a guy might look horrible, then come back in their next fight and look solid. Okay, Devin Haney was on a roll, and after the fight with Garcia, now he really has something to prove once again, and that he still has it, and he wants to show that he's a true champion. He was a champion. Can't take nothing from him, and he wants to come back with the bang. He's already been back in training already, and he's ready to get back in there, so he's not down and broken from that loss. Deontay Wilder, he want to come back, against Zhang and show he still has it, that he belongs there. Crawford destroy Errol Spence, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to go in there and then have a Devin Haney night, or end up getting beat the way he beat Spence, So you don't know. And, people, oh man, he hating. Like, listen, man, everybody's not hating just because they give you an opinion on something. One thing that I will say, as far as the fight itself, okay, like I said, doesn't matter what you think. What's going to actually happen, you don't know until the fight. But I will tell you, Crawford, the fact that he hasn't been in the ring since he fought Spence, people are looking at it like, you never know. Like, hey, maybe it's a good fight, and people are saying different things, but for the most part, the only way I can really see this guy, honestly, now don't get me wrong, landing a shot, getting the guy out of there can happen. But in terms of him being able to outbox Terence Crawford, unless Crawford really has lost something, I really don't see this guy beating Crawford. And it's because let's be honest, if you've seen this guy fight, then you know that his skill set is not where Crawford's is, nowhere near. And if Crawford has what he had when he beat Spence, he should beat this guy. But like I said, to the excuse makers that saying it's going to be a great fight, we're not going to go to old Crawford was old and whatever. Like, you guys are not going to, you guys don't get that, because the only reason y'all saying that about this guy Madrimov is because he's fighting Crawford and he only has 11 fights, and you guys don't want to admit that, come on, that Crawford versus Boots would be a much better sell. But whatever, it is what it is. Like I said, nobody's crucifying Crawford because he's fighting this guy. It is what it is, man. But yeah, that type of stuff happens though, man. Like I said, man, I'm never the type of person to make excuses for anything. But you never know what type of condition a person going to show up in the fighting. They can be well conditioned for the fight. That's not what I mean. Sometimes wear and tear, like you hear people say a fighter got old overnight. They say that because the last time you saw them, they looked good. Then all of a sudden, they're like, what happened? Now, this guy does have power, so it's not like he can't catch Crawford with something and knock him out. But what I'm saying is, when I watch this guy fight, and I definitely don't see him as no people saying it's a dangerous fight because Crawford's moving up in weight. But I definitely don't look at this fight like this is some super fight, man. This guy, there's two different levels. But we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. But I heard what Eddie said, and listen, y'all, if right now, if I watch Clarissa Shields and said Clarissa don't look the same, she's losing speed, or her reflexes isn't the same, or her footwork isn't the same, or whatever, you're gonna say, "Oh man, why you hating on Shields?" Because I'm being honest. Like, if I saw that, because like I said, you guys hear me. Look, I like Clarissa Shields as a fighter. It doesn't matter if I like you as a fighter or not, man. I'm going to be honest about what I see. The last time I saw Crawford, he was whooping on Spence's ass. Now, the one thing that I did say, and I'll say it again, Crawford does get hit. And people always comparing him to Floyd, and I keep telling y'all keep saying this shit, but he's no Floyd, man. He's damn good, but he's no Floyd, and he does not have Floyd's defense. Crawford gets hit, man, and like I said, this guy does have power. And for Crawford, like I said, unless he really has slipped, I just can't see this guy beating Crawford. I'm not impressed by the guy. Is what I'm saying. I've seen him fight. And I'm watching more fights. When he fought this Magma guy, Magma something, whatever. But anyway, and I watched that fight, and that's the one fight that people constantly watch that fight with whatever, how you say the guy, Megalodon, okay? Fuck it. Yeah, watch the fight with Megalodon. Right? If you watch that fight, that guy did nothing. He gave him nothing to worry about. He was scared to throw punches. He was scared, tentative. He didn't even want to be in there. You can see that. And he gave him nothing to worry about. And I was watching how cautious that Madrimov was being, and I said, I'm looking at, and I watched some other stuff that he did, and I'm watching it, and I'm looking at his fights. I'm watching, like, I saw like 3 of his fights, and I'm watching the 3 fights, and I'm going, no, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. So once again, now, listen, he may land. It doesn't even have to be luck. He might land a punch and knock Terence Crawford the fuck out. It can happen. Okay, or Terence Crawford could get careless and get caught, But as far as this guy just being that damn good, and Terence Crawford is still the same Terence Crawford, nah. But hey, we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. But I don't think Eddie Hearn was trying to be a hater, man. I just think he was just speaking his mind, man. And you know what? You always got to understand something. Eddie Hearn's a promoter. So let's say Crawford goes in there and he handles business. Okay? Listen. I don't know what Errol Spence is going to do. I don't know if Errol Spence is still with the PBC. We know that he has a lawsuit going back and forth, a lawsuit on him from Derek James, and then he has a counter lawsuit on Derek James. So Errol Spence is not going to be in the picture for a while. And I don't know what's going on, but we know Crawford wants to become undisputed at 154 pounds. And looking at who's there, who knows how things are going to go. I don't really see Errol Spence being in the picture. I mean, we don't know how long this thing is going to go. What's going? Just the focus. Who's Errol Spence's trainer? Where's what gym is he training in right now? You understand what I mean? Like, Errol got to get back in the swing of things, man. So, what I'm saying is, I wouldn't be shocked if all of a sudden Errol Spence ends up with Matchroom. It's possible, okay? And if he ends up with Matchroom, what I see happening, I know everybody gonna think, oh, then if he go there, then with Hearn having affiliation with the Saudis and this and that, yeah, they'll have the rematch between Spence and Crawford. But I'm thinking like this: I think Boots want to become undisputed at 147 pounds. Then, if anything, he's going to go up to 154. I don't think Terence Crawford will be there by the time Boots gets there. Hell, Errol Spence might not even be there by the time Boots gets there, if that's part of the plans. And Eddie Hearn already said he want to, make Boots a multi-division, undisputed champion. Now, let's look at something. If Crawford wins, we know his next move. We don't know exactly against who. We know he wants Fundora, whoever has a belt, because he wants to become undisputed. So we know he's looking at 3 fights. Okay, to become, he's like looking at who has what belts. So that means he'd have to beat Fundora, he'd have to beat this guy, and then he'd have to beat Jamel Charlo. Now, they got Jamel Charlo is champion on, I forget this term they use, but it's like he's champion, but he's not champion. He hasn't officially been stripped, but it's like, I forget this term that they use. But bottom line is, for Terence Crawford, if he lost to this guy, is it a rematch? Or does Terence Crawford go back down to 147? Now, he goes back down to 147. Does he go down there and have a soft touch? Or does he go, you know what? Me and Boots. I don't know. But I'm looking at options. You always got to look at, what if this doesn't happen? What's the possibilities of this happening? I'm looking at that and I'm thinking like this. At Crawford's age, usually guys go up, not down. Crawford, if he loses, might just retire. Because truthfully, if it gets to the point where now I want to go back down to 140, because he's still holding on to a belt. That means he's paying the sanctioning fee. He's still paying sanctioning fees. So, like I told you guys, he has not officially left 147. But I want you guys to think, man, when a promoter talks, they're always trying to get somebody in their stable into a fight with someone else, man. So I don't know. But if no, what I'm looking at is if Spence signs with Matchroom, if anything, you might end up seeing, if Spence hangs around, you might wind up seeing Spence versus Boots at some point, in the near future. And Spence is a little younger than Crawford. So just saying, a little bit. So just saying, we don't know. And that's just me saying this as far as the Matchroom thing going. But what I'm saying is, look at what's going on. Look, Boots just went to Matchroom. Wilder's went to Matchroom. Okay, everybody's having an issue with the PBC. The PBC is moving very slow. The PBC can't even get their fighters under their banner to fight. So I'm just saying, it's not impossible, man. So fights that didn't get made over here in the States like they were supposed to may wind up getting made because Eddie Hearn and company decides, hey, let's make this happen. And come on, man, for that Saudi money, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And even if it happened in the States, the point is the right people getting involved so the money is not an issue. You understand what I mean? So at the end of the day, think about this. What if Crawford left? Now, you want to know what you're not hearing? How much money he's getting for this fight. And I know damn well nobody's paying him $25 million to fight against Madrimov. So what I'm saying, let's say he even lost. And they're like, we'll still give you $25 million to fight Boots. So if it's about the money, right, that means, okay, I'll sacrifice the money to make history. So I'm not going to get $25 million, but this is for a title. And then he wants to become undisputed. But after, let's say he becomes undisputed. Does he retire? Or did he try to find one huge mega payday? We don't know. But at the end of the day, I understand what Eddie Hearn is saying. It does happen. Hopefully for Terence Crawford, it doesn't happen now. But, you never know. You never know. Nobody can do it forever, man. At some point, it catches up with you and you're just not the same fighter. Regardless to the fact you don't want to admit it, and we don't know that that's the case. But, people are, Eddie Hearn hated, man. He's saying this, he's saying that, and he want Madrimov to win because, hey, listen, Let me tell you something about boxing. It's like in life in general. There's a saying, out with the old and with the new. People are always trying to find new prospects, somebody that we can take this guy to another level. So it doesn't matter who he wants to win. It doesn't matter what he wants to happen. If he wanted Terence Crawford to lose, so what? If he wants him to win, so what? The whole point is businessmen want to do business. So if you think that everybody is supposed to, want to see everybody win for the same reasons that you do, like, no, it's not always. That's not always the case, and especially when it's fights that people want to make, that fighter doesn't want to make. They're looking at, okay, what can we do to substitute? That's what, like, example, if Wilder had won against Parker, we'd already had AJ versus Wilder. You see what I'm saying? Wilder is now signed with Matrimony. Whether it's one fight deal, well, whatever it may be, it's probably going to be a fight-by-fight basis with Wilder. That's probably what it's going to be. Because his age, and you look at it, I don't see them giving him no long-term deal. So it's probably going to be a fight-by-fight basis with him. But regardless, what is this? Let's get him. Okay, cool. He's here now. Now, guess what? We got the power to make fights happen, to make sure that the money is right. We got the Saudis with us now and everything. And let me tell you something. When things happen that way, they're always looking at a monopoly. Okay, in case this power move don't work, we got this power move, and then we got this on standby. It's always like, this is the goal here, this is the backup, and then if these two don't work, then we got this one. That's how business works. That's how sharp businessmen make. They're always 2 steps ahead of you. So it doesn't really matter who they want to win. It's who they want to work with, who they see long term and making big money with. So as much as they want to see good fights and all this and legacy and all or whatever, still and all, I mean, if just say, for example, if Madrimov was to win against Crawford, okay, what do you think they do? He fights a Saudi, he wants to fight in the UK, wants to have him to fight in the States. Like, do you understand what I mean? Where now different audiences seeing him, people who normally wouldn't see him get to see who this person is. And of course, they make a big deal out of it because this is Terence Crawford, right? And they try to make this guy the biggest star that they can possibly make. Now, and I'm explaining these things because what I'm saying is when people start to get old, start to fade, a lot of times you see it in one fight, then another fight. People say, oh, I think he had a bad night, then another fight happens and it's the same. Like, you can see the person's not the same type of situation, and then they start fading. But you let them tell it, they're still the same fighter. So from Eddie Hearn's standpoint of saying that he'll lose, he's getting old, or he's old now, whatever. So you gotta understand. Look at the history, okay? And when you say between only thing Eddie Hearn ever really said about Wilder, and that was really in retaliation for Wilder talking shit, was he doesn't rate him. That's it. He doesn't rate him. And like correcting him for saying that AJ take all the easy fights, and he's saying compare their resumes. You can't even compare Wilder's resume. That type of shit. He's never came out and just attacked Wilder and started saying shit about Wilder. Wilder was the one calling him a racist and saying that AJ was over there buck dancing and all this bullshit and all whatever. Now he signed with them. After all of the things, he called him a snake in the grass. You can't trust him. Eddie Hearn ain't shit. Like, he was so disgusted when it comes to AJ and Eddie. And then he goes and he joins the enemy. So what I'm saying is there's no malice between Crawford and Hearns and or any of these guys. So what I'm saying, when it comes to business, the same way these people want these promoters want to do business with the best fighters, try to make, put the best fights on and make the most money they can possibly make. Don't you think that the fighters feel the same way? So if they're offering more money, if they're trying to, hey, look, man, we trying to just make this fight happen. Do you want it or not? And hey, they have a timetable. They have what they're trying to do. And you better believe when you look at what happened already, where the fight with AJ and Wilder didn't happen because Wilder lost. So they want to try to get things to a point where don't think a promoter won't get to a point where it's like, all right, this guy is a good opponent. but he should beat him. Right? Let's match him with him. It should be a good fight, but I think this is a fight he can win, and the publicity from this would be big and good, pushing him towards the next fight. They're always strategizing. These are the things that y'all don't think about, but these are the things that the promoters are thinking about, and everybody involved, because they want to make money. So what he said that about Crawford. I mean, it's several people that you can look at that's still fighting right now, and it's like, people will say things and then do business with them. I mean, okay, for example, look at when Eddie Hearn, who was it? I forgot who it was that Derek Chisora fought, and Frank Warren was all over it, talking about Eddie Hearn doesn't care about nobody but himself. Why would he even put Derek Chisora to fight? Derek Chisora, guy's completely washed. He's over the hill, blah, blah, blah. But all of a sudden, he made excuses for him when some years later, this same Derek Chisora ends up fighting Tyson Fury. You see what I'm saying? So, they always going to look. It doesn't matter what they're saying. Now, being a hypocrite is one thing, and that's what Frank Warren did when he made that comment. And then all of a sudden, it was okay. And he's trying to say, and he tried to, and this is the thing, Frank Warren is such a sneaky motherfucker. You know what he said? Y'all remember this cheesy shit when he said, the way I see it, this same Derek Chisora is the same guy that I saw have Usyk running all over the ring. So as far as I'm concerned, he's no worse of a fighter than Usyk is. That type of goofy shit that he was saying. And, but he bashed it. He was bashing it when I think it might have been the Dillian White fight. I'm not sure. I don't remember, but I know, Frank Warren was talking shit about Eddie Hearn for booking a fight with Derek Chisora, just for him to turn around and then do the same thing. Oscar De La Hoya says Floyd is tainting his legacy. But I don't know why. The guy's doing exhibitions. Come on, man. Come on. The exhibitions, no, fighting Conor McGregor, the guy's an MMA, he's not a boxer, so, I mean, it's just tainting his legacy. There's no reason for that. You got guys here, rematch Canelo. Do this, do that, right? And the same conversation, the guy goes, well, there's rumors that, Canelo wants to fight Conor McGregor. Oh, we can make the fight. Yes, we can make the fight. Just like that. He's such a hypocrite, it didn't even hit him. That, damn, I can't say that. Look at what I just did here and said. And take it a different direction. No, we can make the fight. So wait, Floyd, who retired and decided to do exhibitions, is tainting his legacy for doing exhibitions. A retired fighter. But Canelo, who at the time was in his damn 20s, still in his damn late 20s or whatever, mid or late 20s or whatever it was, and you simply talk about we can make the fight. So they're always talking. Zhilei Zhang said he doesn't fancy the fight between AJ and Ngannou, that it should be him or another actual boxer in there with AJ. And then he turns around and says, I really can't complain, because if I had the opportunity, I'd fight Ngannou too for the money. So this is what I'm telling you, man. People do all of this talking, and yes, they make hypocrites out themselves. Yes. But that's all Eddie Hearn. He's talking and he's saying what he's saying. But man, it's not that serious. If I thought he was hating, I'd say it. If I felt like, he's trying to play him, yeah, he's getting old, man. You know what I'm saying? Simple. Okay? Simple. For that matter, how old is Wilder? Wilder's older than Crawford, right? He just signed him. So this is what I'm saying. It's like they want to try to secure this fight with AJ. But like I told you guys in the last video, the Wilder fans, the fanboys, the foolish ones, going to sit there and try to say if Wilder lose, like I told you, that they set Wilder up. They used Zhang as a brick wall simply because they knew Wilder wasn't the same fighter, and they wanted to put him in there with one of the most dangerous fighters they could possibly make sure to assure that Wilder doesn't get to AJ. Like stupid stuff that they say, all these conspiracy theories and all or whatever, and But see, is what I'm saying. And when you get through all of that, the talk that people do, get people so caught up. Like, for example, right now, there's a rumor that Floyd Mayweather is trapped in Dubai simply because of a comment that Tank Davis made. Is it true? I mean, you see all these different video thumbnails. I didn't watch not one video. I just seen the thumbnails. Then you got the thumbnail with Tank is saying, Floyd bad because I smashed his daughter and all of this. So, bottom line, I'm like, well, I didn't even watch that video. I have no intentions on watching it. This is that soap opera drama type stuff. And this is exactly, so you're pointing the finger, calling Floyd a snake, but you was a snake the whole time. So it's just like back and forth nonsense. This could be some fake shit for publicity, and people are feeding into it. I personally don't care either way because it's garbage to me. And I don't care about all of that drama. But, I mean, people always talking shit. All of this happens, and then, like, people feel like the beef between, Oscar and Ryan was fake. That was just for publicity. And they wanted to get inside their heads of the Haney's and make them take them lightly, like thinking like, dude, head is all out of it. He's not really, Adrian Broner running his mouth, talking like he did, like he's the one that went and beat Devin Haney. One thing you got to look at is this. It's easy to run your mouth. It's easy to talk trash. But you look like a fool when you have more to say about everybody else's career except your own. And all your fans want to know is when you getting back in the ring. But every time you turn around, you on some camera in front of a camera talking about everybody and their fights and who should be doing what. So that little nonsense that happened with him and Bill Haney, and then he talk about pick me so I can whoop your son ass and all the things that he was saying. I told you ain't tell nobody nothing. 'Cause it's not like you did it. You didn't go in there and do it. And you done got your ass whooped enough too. So, like, there's no material for you, Adrian. You see what I'm saying? Like, you should just shut up. You of all people should be talking. So, it really just comes down to, like I said, man, people just being petty and childish and getting all sensitive about things. I want to see Bud win the fight. Hell, I want to see Bud. Now, let me say this. I like the Charlos, man, too, as fighters. I like the Charlos. So, I mean, put it like this. When it come to that, it's like, hey, man, the best man win. If Bud winds up being undisputed, hey, great. You know what I'm saying? I applaud him. I'm not, you know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't personally do anything for me. But I like both of them as fighters, you know what I'm saying? So, if he get past Jamel, hey, man, so be it, But, yeah, other than that, this would definitely be a big setback for him if he lost to Madrimov. But the fact that he still has real estate at 147, see, that's where you got to look. He's paying sanctioning fees still for a reason. And we'll just see what happens, man. And if it turns out that Eddie Hearn was right, I don't want to hear shit from y'all talking all this shit about how great this guy is. No, just go with that same energy of, oh, this guy's a dangerous grit. So go with that. But, it's going to be hard for people to swallow that pill when this guy only has 11 fights. And so people are thinking about how this could backfire. I get it. I already see, and people are already saying certain things. And all I'm saying to people is, everybody has their day. And, for all that shit y'all been talking, y'all can't, especially when somebody say Spence didn't look right, and y'all trying to, no, man, no. Same thing. No damn excuses about nothing. But I want to see Crawford whoop on this boy's ass, get him out the way, go on to bigger and better things. Simple. But anyway, that's all Eddie was saying, man. Like he said, it's just self-explanatory. It was nothing. I saw the same video. I don't know how people got this misunderstanding, like he was disrespecting Crawford, like he's saying Crawford's trash, he's hating on. I'm like, nah, that's just y'all Crawford fans being Crawford fans. Eddie wasn't trying to say this guy's trash, none of that. He's simply talking about, getting old, and then too, you gotta understand, especially that style, like being a boxer. What's the first thing to start going with a boxer? It's not the hand speed, it's the reflexes, the footwork. You understand what I mean? Those are the first two things that start going is the footwork and the reflexes. And we'll see. But hopefully Crawford can overcome this, man. Talk to me in the comment section, y'all. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.